Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, 18-time extreme heavyweight champion of the world, just defended it in Japan. You gotta love it. Nobody can beat me, even on commentary, because I'm the best, and you're not. But I'm back here with another video on solid ground, of course. Back again with another video right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button in my pants down in the description box below. And subscribe to my other channels as well. They're down there too. So show them your support. Leave a like on the video. Comment on the video if you like too, from the past, the present, and the future Conan. And don't leave stupid comments, because you'll get sent to that shadow realm where Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul, and then feed the rest of the remains to the dog. Dogs, plural. So, don't be stupid. If you want to leave stupid comments, then do it on your dead channel that nobody gives two fucks about, and you're talking to yourself. Because that's all you do, is just talk to yourself. Half the people that are obsessed with me, that talk to themselves. But I digress on that.
Well, you talk to yourself when you do impressions.
No, I don't. I'm paying tribute. So, and I'm not disrespecting the dead when I do that. So, if you think otherwise, suck a dick. And that's pretty much it. But make sure you like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, like I said. But don't leave stupid comments. You're out of here. You get sent to that shadow realm, and you'll be blocked for life. And you can go cry to your mama about that if you don't like it. And that's that. Follow me on social media: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to share the video all over the internet. And most importantly, tap and slap that fucking bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because you miss anything. You need to get slapped in the face with a barbed wire bat. Violently. Because you're SOL. You better know what that means too, because you'll get slapped again. And that's that. So like, share, subscribe, and all that other shit. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice cold one, and enjoy the show. And that's that. Alright, it's Tuesday night. It's Taco Tuesday for anybody who loves tacos. You know, it's Taco Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday. It's Tuesday. On a Tuesday, like that great song, on a Tuesday. It's Tuesday evening, getting close to Tuesday night. August the 19th, 2025. Hope everybody had a great day. It was pretty chill here in the Northeast. I had a pretty long day. Had to go to a new doctor, from a new pain doctor. I got some, good news and bad news. Good news is, I'm still alive. That's the good news. For some of you, it might be bad news, but it is what it is. But good news is, I'm getting more help, which is great, because my last doctor's a dick. So, fuck him. So I got that good news. I'm getting, more work done. So I'm actually finally getting an injection. Injected with steroids. No, not injected with steroids, but I'm getting an injection in my lower back, on Friday. But I have the weirdest stuff. I mean, it's just weird. My body is just, you know, like Hogan would say, right? Right, Terry? No, not you, and not you. You, Boleo. Brother, you know. That's he was like, snap, crackle, and pop. That's what my body is right now. So, I have pinched nerves in my neck and my back. Not fun. I have herniation, a herniated disc, and bulging in my back and my neck. Not good. I have a tilted patella. Not great. So, I'm a walking mess, basically. But, you know, I'm getting work done. The PT sort of works, but painkillers up the wazoo. I don't want to get too addicted to painkillers. I don't be like Kurt Angle and anything, you know. Remember how he was addicted on painkillers for a while. It was just not good, and he had to completely shut down. So, but it is what it is. I'm trying to avoid possible surgery on my back and my neck, which won't be fun because I'll be bedridden for like feel like I feel like you, my brother from another mother, the great man that he is. God rest his mighty soul. He had back problems and he had back surgery and had to, walk from most of his life after he did surgery. So it was just not great, but I got the missus to take care of me, so I don't have to worry about that too much right now. But that's that. So that's that. I got a nerve test. I don't even remember in my life I ever got a nerve test, which they hook you up to this little machine, like an EKG almost, but it's different. They put all these things on you, and your little, hands and arms and elbow and legs and stuff like that. Then they put a gel on you, they put the EKG gel and stuff like that. Or when you're getting massage when you get PT, that's physical therapy if you don't box at home. So they put that, and then then the guy has this like weird machine hooked up to a computer, and then this weird contraption, which looks like a freaking I can't even describe it. It almost looks like not a taser per se, because electricity, you don't see it, but it's like this thing looks like a shock thing. I'm like, wait a minute, am I getting I'm getting a nerve test, or am I getting shock therapy? I mean, come on. I feel like Abyss almost. Abyss! Get shock treatment. Not the move, obviously, but, that stuff. So it was just weird, because he puts the thing on, and then he takes this little contraption and goes like this, and then he steps on this like little thing that right near the computer, and all you get is like zzz, zzz, zzz. I'm getting shocked. I'm like, what the fuck? Am I in Japan? I'm going through an electric barbed wire. I feel like Onita. I feel like I got 6 million volts in my body. Blah! My hair is almost... They see my hair almost like it's standing up. It's crazy. But it's... So I got that, and then after that, I got a little bitty needles stuck into me. I felt like a little bit of acupuncture, so... Never got acupuncture before, but... So... Did all that, and then I was there for about a half hour to an hour. It wasn't that long. Then I had to go to PT after that for my lower back. So, even though I did get some work on the lower back, I still was able to go to PT and finish my session and everything, exercise and shit. Blah, 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 blah. But, long story short, got a lot of work to do. So, hopefully the new doctor can work with what I got and give me some injections. Hopefully that'll help. More PT, maybe acupuncture, but I got a long, long road to recovery. But I feel okay. But, I'm just every day is just a struggle to get through because I'm in so much pain. Even when I'm working, it's hard to get through work without being in so much pain. I have to use reading glasses because I can't see much. Even when I'm looking at my phone, I have to put my glasses on. Not so much when I'm looking at this computer, the soon-to-be extinct desktop. I can see, but it's a little bit blurry, so my eyes are not great. So, hopefully I won't need eye surgery or anything like that, like cataracts. My mom has to do that shit, but not fun, but in any case. So, as I'm not even 50 yet, and I got a messed up back, a semi-messed up leg, but I can still walk and I can kick people's ass, but that's still that's not here or there. But I'm getting through it. And I got a big week next week. I got a big meeting Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I got a big, huge, very important meeting at work that could determine if I'm getting a raise or just stays the same, but Not going to get fired or anything, but, you know, because they love me there anyway. So, but it's just a big, huge meeting. And then pretty much Monday, I think Monday or Tuesday, they haven't told me yet, but I got like an not an orientation, but I just got a thing to deal with Monday or Tuesday, so. And then I gotta go to the dentist next Thursday. I gotta get the lower right done, and I think maybe the upper right. So right side of my mouth's going, you know. It's kind of hurting me because I can't really. I'm eating crackers and I can barely eat it now. It's not even a week. I mean, not even a week in, and I'm not really supposed to eat hard stuff on my right side. I can eat anything I want on my left, and the middle I'm trying to, you know, not eat too much hard stuff because God forbid it breaks. I'm up a wazoo, you know. Go back, you know, back to the drawing board. But it is what it is. But hopefully, I say by the end of September, maybe early October, I should be done with my teeth completely. And all I have to do after that is a deep cleaning, and that's it. So we move on with that. I just got a lot of PT to do. I got a lot of appointments. You know, and the same thing with the missus, because you know we're old. What do you want to do? Talk to me in about 10, 15, maybe 20 years, some of you dumb fucks at home. I'm like, oh, I'm great.
I go to the gym. Look at me. Look at my body full of steroids.
But you're not tough. Just wait about 20 years. That's going to come up and bite you in the ass. Trust me on that. You're going to feel it when you're 45, 50 years old. Your body's going to go... You're going to get the snap, crackle, and pop, too. Even if you're living a healthy lifestyle, going to the gym every day, eating right, and stuff like that, you're still going to get... You know? But I digress. Anyway, but... The life I live, ladies and gentlemen. I know some of you don't like it. You're like... Here's to you. Because when it happens to you, I'll be right here and say, I'll say the same fucking shit. Turnabout's fair play. So kiss my ass. And that's that. Alright, I put up a few shorts over the last couple of days, because I haven't really done an actual video, except for, late Sunday, pretty much late Sunday and, yesterday I did one. So I'm getting back to the feel of it, because I did go to In This Moment over the weekend. You know, people think I didn't, but I did. I don't have to show you it. So. Oh, you showed little pictures. No, that fooled you. Even if it... But I still went. You can't prove I didn't, so. And you never will. But that's it. Most weekends I'm out. Most weekends I'm out. Most weekends, you know, I'm in the city or I'm doing something on the weekend. So I'm not home every fucking day. 24/7, 365 on YouTube. You can't prove it. And I'm not going to prove it either. Because I don't have nothing to prove. I got nothing to prove. I got nothing to say. That's it. I'm not proving shit anymore. Because I don't need to prove shit to these mindless zombies. I think they know everything. They don't. Worry about yourself. Then worry about little old me. Okay? Keep all the people away, you know, out your mouth too. Because if not, it ain't gonna end well for you. Just trust me on that. So, we move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, before we get to NXT tonight, the go-home show for Heat Wave this Sunday night, because we're coming off of Forbidden Door. We got the go-home show for that tomorrow on Dynamite. I will be doing Collision after NXT. And I have to do TNA Ring of Honor as well. So we're doing NXT tomorrow. Because pretty much I do have to go out late tomorrow. Because I have a late doctor appointment. But before that, we'll definitely do NXT. Anything after that, we'll see what probably be after I get back before we get to Dynamite. Hopefully, but we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, on this Tuesday, August the 19th, 2025. Thanks for watching. I'm Peter Joseph, but you knew that already. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling or whatever the fuck I want to talk about. You like it? Great. You know, get out of here. That's all I got to say about that. Oh man, I watched, before we get, I know I'm wasting more time, but if you love video games, man, when I was watching the end of the Game Con, or what was it? I forget what it was called. Basically what games are coming out later this year and going into next year. Man, Silent Hill F is just amazing. I can't wait for that to come out. There's a new Onimusha game. If anybody's playing Onimusha 1, 2, 3, and I think 4 or Warlords, there's a new one coming out. I think it's called Way of the Sword. And I seen the gameplay. Wow. I haven't played an Onimusha game since the last one came out. Which I think was Wayward Sword or something like that. But that's gonna be amazing. Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Woo! The story is just amazing. They just showed a little bit more gameplay today. Like they're talking about Miss Ashcroft and her daughter Grace. They're in this like house, and then some guy gets whacked, well, killed by some unknown person. And they're like, oh, they're coming for me, they're coming for me. It feels like Resident Evil 8 all over again. And then next thing you know, Grace is like, ugh! I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I want to know this story, and I cannot wait till February 27th, 2026 for that game to come out on PS5. Amazing. But wait, you thought that was it for the live stream? Nope. They really kicked our ass at the end. If you haven't played Black Myth Wukong, where have you been? That game is amazing. I beat it so many times. But wait, there's more. We're getting a new one called Black Myth Zhao Kui. That's ZHAOKUI. And the trailer is out now. I'm like, these two guys, I don't know where they are. And then this big, huge tiger comes out. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where did he get this tiger from? It's like a mutated tiger. I'm like, where did he fought this guy? Not even fight this guy. He's not even a guy, it's an actual tiger. Remember the tiger guy he had a face in the first game? And then you get his weapon and shit, and they get to use him? I can only imagine what this new game is gonna be like. I really hope they bring back what Adam Cole calls Big Baby Guy. And they get more new characters, new story, obviously. New weapons, new gear. I cannot wait for that game to come out next year. I thought it was DLC from Black Myth Wukong, which you did not get, obviously. But now it's a new game. I'm like, ooh! Sequel! Can't wait. Gonna be good. Good shit. So, if you haven't got a PS5 yet, oh, you're fucked. You know, it's still like $250, $300. I already have mine. I'm not gonna show it off, obviously, but you don't need to see that. But I digress on that. Alright, now, let's get to the video at hand, because I want to get this done. Alright, so it is time for your late and out-of-date Monday Night Raw Review! For last night, August the 18th, 2025, we are in the land of extreme! Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Not the T-Mobile Arena, that's a different place. But the Xfinity Mobile Arena. in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That shithole. I don't know how far away it's from the ECW arena. What's around that area? On the corner of Swanson and right near the EC Dub arena. With that smelly bathroom. I think NXT is going to be there tomorrow. Or tonight, I should say. Not tomorrow, tonight. Coming up in a half hour. We got Javon Evans Bouncy taking on Trick Willie Shamon. And the winner of that faces Ola Femi for the NXT World title at Heatwave. I hope it's not a triple threat. I hope. If anything, give it to Javon. Let him get his butt kicked by Oba. Again. But imagine Javon Evans as the NXT World Champ. Could happen. We'll see. We got Fatal Influence. All of them. JC Jane, the NXT and TNA champion, women's champion, along with Fallon, don't call her, Dawn Henley, and Micro Jasmine Nix, basically taking on all of the Elegance brand. We have Ash and Heather and M by Elegance, with George the Iceman at ringside, and Marsha Slamovich as the special guest referee. That should be interesting because JC has to defend that belt, that TNA Knockouts title, against JC and Ash by Elegance at Heatwave. We got that. We got Blake Monroe, Mariah May, and Jordan Grace in the house. We got a lot of stuff tonight to get through, so it's going to be an amazing show tonight from the land of Extreme. We'll see what happens with that. What's that? But let's get to Raw and our commentary team. I'm surprised he's still back and has a voice after Triple Mania. That's Corey Slave, and he's sitting next to the legend. And JBL, I wish was there too. Well, last night, but he was there on Saturday night. Michael Cole! Michael! Get your head off your ass, Michael! I'm a wrestling god! But you lost to Cena, Miss. And you got your butt handed to you many times by The Undertaker. We Teddy Long always put JBL in match with The Undertaker. Who's just funny. You're gonna go one-on-one with The Undertaker! No! Alright, we got that. Alright. So this is the final American Raw for this week, because I think SmackDown is in England, I think, this Friday. Taped, obviously, so we'll see it at 8 here in the States. But if you have a VPN, you get to see it at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. So, and next week, Raw is going to be in Birmingham, or Birmingham, England. And the week after that is in Paris. So we got that. Next Friday night SmackDown is in Paris. So we got a lot of international Raw and SmackDown coming up later this week and all next week and on Labor Day. Can't believe Labor Day weekend's next weekend, ladies and gentlemen. The summer is over for you fuckers. Some of you people have been in school now. Get your education. Because some of you need it. Trust me on that. But for people here in the Northeast, you got about a week and change left. But then September 3rd or September 4th, get back in the classroom. I am in command. Basically. We got that. Alright. So we got that. Alright, so we start the show with Seth freaking Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion. Burn it down! Alright, he comes out with the Vision. That's, my name is Paul Heyman, the kind of hometown boy, because he's in the land of Extreme, where we know who Paul Heyman is. Bronson Reed, the tribal thief. Well, I can't say this. Here's the tribal thief. And Braun Breaker. Alright, we got that. Alright, so Paul Heyman, why not? brags his status in the city. You know, he's a god there, basically. And how no one is greater than him around those parts. That makes him the GOAT. But the Vision is full of goats. Meh! Meh! Basically. Seth Rollins ain't a goat. Not yet. I mean, kinda is. Now he's getting there. Especially with that Money in the Bank, those 2 Money in the Bank, cash-ins. WrestleMania 31, and pretty much at SummerSlam. Who knew? But anyway, Braun Breaker, man, not a GOAT. Bronson Reed, no. Paul Heyman, yeah, he is the true GOAT of ECW and in Philly. But, you know, he's just a walrus. But I digress. And there goes Mr. Softy! I'll take a vanilla cone with sprinkles, Kakarot! Sprinkles! I'm gonna kill you with a gun! Okay. Calm down, Vegeta.
Hey, Vegeta!
Shut up, Kakarot! Hey, Krillin! Fuck you, Krillin, you bald fuck. Even though he had hair later on. How does he marry Android 18 and has not 1, but 2 kids? Go figure that one out, Krillin! It's like Kakarot had 2 kids. Kakarot had Goten and he had, obviously, Gohan. Because you know Chi-Chi was a whore. even though Bulma was a whore, too. Sorry. Don't tell my woman she's a whore! She's a whore, Vegeta. Now, she gave birth to what would have been future Trunks, and then Bola. Actually, Chi-Chi had 3 kids. Think about it. Pan. Who fucking names that kid Pan? Who names their kid Pan?
Hey, Goku, what should we name our kid?
I don't know. You know, you're a whore, so you gave birth to the kid. BAM! We're gonna name it this Frying Pan of Love! Haha. I don't know. I made that up. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so anyway. So Heyman praises each member of the team, including the one who took Roman Reigns' shoes, the Tribal Thief Bronson Reed, you bastard. And after insisting that they're chanting Paul E rather than OTC, Heyman then talks about how many times Seth freaking Rollins has taken Roman out. Well, he needed help. How many times did he need help when he was out of the Shield, when he was in the Authority? Anyway, before Rollins can speak, we get the Yeet Man, Jey Uso. Yeet. 4 words. Well, 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Alright, so he comes out with the crowd saying yeet, having a fan, some little kitties saying yeet. Why not? He says, I'm not afraid of any of you motherfuckers, including you, Braun Breaker. Was even like, oh, I don't give a fuck about this guy. And then Rollins goes on this big rant, talking to Braun, saying, did you hear what he said about your father? And about your uncle? Talking about fat asses? So your father's a moron, and your uncle, you know, is a nutcase. Uncle Fat Ass. I can't call Scott Steiner a fat ass, you know, come on. We get Steiner math. Come on. So Braun Breaker's like ready to go into the crowd and beat the fuck out of Jey Uso, and he has to be held back by basically everybody. I'm like, damn. So Heyman cuts him off and goes into an amazing rant about how people used to handle things in a bingo hall on the corner of Swanson and Rittner. That's the ECW arena, now the 2300 arena. Then he lists off some greats like the Sandman. He lists off Rob Van Dam. You suck. And Terry Sabu. He mentioned you, Sabu. He mentions Jerome, one of the original gangsters. Right, Jerome? That's right, motherfucker. Right on. Okay. Anyway, then he mentions Tommy Dreamer. He said the late, great Tommy Dreamer. And then it was like, oh shit, he's dead? And then Braun Breaker was like, and then Heyman was like, I know he's not dead, but he should be. And then Braun Breaker's like, he's still alive? Yeah, unfortunately. I was like, damn, really? I guess there's some more hatred over, with Tommy and Paulie over the whole ECW going bye-bye because Paul Heyman can't write a check. Because all his checks bounced. Damn. I was like, damn. I should have called, not even called in, I should have tweeted Tommy about that on Twitter. It's like, how do you feel about Paul saying you're dead? Or wishing death on you and shit? Anyway. So then Jay's like, okay, I get it. You wanna get hardcore? Let's have an extreme rules match later on. So we're gonna get that. And you know how that's gonna end in chaos, like everything else does on Raw and SmackDown. We'll get that. But that was a good segment. But the funny thing was Tommy Dreamer. He's not dead yet. He's 50 some odd years old. And then Rollins, talking to Braun Breaker, saying, oh, Jay Uso started messing with your family and shit. It was fun. I liked it. So, we get that. Alright, then we're going to recap on the issues with my amazingly hot Asian wives. We have my first wife, Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka! Set my dick. And then we have the Pirate Princess. You love her? You wish you had her. Kairi Sane. And my third amazingly hot Asian wife, Io Sky. Alright, and the issues they've been having over the last couple weeks, we saw last week where Io bumped into Asuka, and Asuka, and then Io's like, Io's, oh man, I lost! We were trying to help you, I lost! And then Asuka crashes out, shoves Io. I'm like, what the, huh? I mean, hey, ladies, there's only enough for me to go around, okay? Calm down. So we got that, and then we got Raquel Rodriguez taking on Io in a little bit. But before we get to that, Io and Asuka and Kairi, they're in the gorilla position as Io's getting ready to go out. They seem to have made amends, and they was like, we need to not fight anymore because Peter-san would not be happy. Pretty much. So they kind of make up. Forget about last week. Let's just go out and kick ass. And then Io's like, oh, you stay in the back. I do this myself. Yeah, Io could beat Raquel in her sleep, basically. Even if hotness Roxanne Perez is out there. Alright, so we got that, and we go to the match. Pretty back and forth match. Raquel using her power, Io using her speed and craziness. But, where are we? We get near the end, and a big clothesline gets a near fall, but Io comes right back with that tornado DDT of hers. Then she dives onto Roxanne Perez, and everybody's going nuts, and then she goes to the other side of the ring, does the same thing to Raquel, who basically caught her, flipped, picks her up, and drops her hard on the apron. Goes for the Tahama Bomb, gets counted into a head scissors into the corner, ow. Then the running shotgun knees in the corner. Raquel is pretty much knocked for a loop. Then she goes up top, hits the overdown, salt on Raquel. 1, 2, 3, Io Sky picks up a big win over one half of the women's tag team champions. Basically she pinned both of them. Actually, take that back. She lost the Roxanne last week thanks to Asuka and Kairi, of course, botching everything. So she beat the other half of the women's tag team champions, so we'll see what happens with that. And then afterwards, you knew it was coming, a 2-on-1 beatdown, and then Mommy Rhea Ripley, who's driving a wedge into this whole thing between Io, Kairi, and Asuka. She comes out and makes the save. But that's not all. We get to that in a little bit. Moving on. Alright. There we have Eli Drake. That's an insult. That's a fact of life. Yeah. Alright, he's in the back, and he gets interrupted by CM Puke, Punky Brewster, who suggests an alliance. That's gonna work until Clash in Paris, when basically it's, no friends there. You got Seth Rollins defending against Eli Drake, Punk, and Jey Uso for the world title. So let's team up until Paris, when we're not gonna be friends anymore. Right, that's gonna work. Okay, so Eli's like, I don't buy any of your bullshit, Punky. Because of their fight last week. And then he says, I'm gonna win the belt. Yeah. And then Punk's like, no. Yeah, both of you ain't winning, because I think Seth's gonna retain. So, fuck you guys. We move on. Alright, then we're gonna look back at an epic Triple Mania 33 event. Whew. I still can't get over that fucking show. I mean, Omos winning the Battle Royal. We saw a Micro Man, a little fucking midget, like 1 foot tall, looks like a freaking bug. And Omos squashed him. Ho ho ho. Sorry about that. I thought I had my thing off. There's a plane. Sorry about that. Anyway, so we saw that. We saw my boy Mecha Wolf from WWC. In Puerto Rico. Guy looks like Danny Filth or Cradle of Filth. Crazy guy that guy is. I mean, you put a picture of Danny Filth or Cradle of Filth next, right here. Then you put Mecha Wolf. It's like they're cousins or brothers. Who knows? Had a lot of good stuff on that show. El Hijo de Vikingo still the AAA Mega Champion, even with all the interference from the Judgment Day. AJ Styles screws Dominic Guerrero ese. That wasn't fun. We have new champions. We have a new Latin American champion in Dr. Wagner Jr. We have new tag team champions in Pagano and Psycho Clown, and that was a crazy as fuck match. And then the women put on a show. Judgment Day and Raquel beat Team Lola Vice. And with Missy Iguana, the legend, him and Finn Balor got into a little thing, and Yeska basically got eaten by Demonito, which is Finn Balor's demon puppet, which you can buy now on WWEshop.com for $100. That's a waste of money right there. Waste of money to buy it off that for $100 plus shipping and handling, which means it's like $125 at most, $130, depending on where you live. I really just get a Roman Reigns shirt for $30, $35, $50, $35 with shipping is like $50. Just saying. I bought this for $25. Mike Verner shirt, by the way. Big ups to my boy Mike Verner. Great man that he is. Loves the Mets. Like my boy Joey Ace. Going on, Joey. Anyway, moving on. So we got that. Then we go to Mommy, checking on Io in the back. And Io's like, "Looks, Mommy, we'd be so grateful for your help." And then Asuka and Kairi come in. I'm like, oh. Here we go. They come in, start yelling about, Io didn't want our help, so we didn't go out there. And then Mommy's like, "Well, where have you been, Asuka?" So they go back and forth, and then Io's like, "Stop fighting!" And then she saw some stuff in Japanese, like, I'm like, calm down! Everybody calm down! I got enough dick in my pants to give you all! Stop! So she's screaming, poor Kyrie, like, and then Asuka's like, stay out of our business! The plot thickens for Asuka's eventual heel turn. Maybe Kyrie turns a heel. I don't want Kyrie to turn heel. I just don't. Alright, so we got that. Moving on. Alright, then we get to, back to the men for some wrestling action. A little less talk, a lot more action here on my show, as my ex-girlfriend, Ashley Wheat would say. Because to her too. Alright, so we have Xavier Woods with another creepy hat. Like, where does he get these hats? I mean, last week he had this, like, big, huge, Kung Lao type hat. It was like $13,000. Then he has this new hat, which is like, I think, $8,000. I mean, couldn't he go up $1,000 there? There, Xavier? It was over $9,000! Vegeta, what's the scanner say about his power level? It's over 9,000! 9,000! That's right, Nappa! Look, Raditz! Okay. God. Look, Raditz, Coconut, you suck! You know. I hate Raditz. Raditz was just like, That was just like a rip-off Vegeta. I'm sorry. And I think Broly was like a rip-off Goku. In some ways. You know, Goku's dad looked like Goku. But suck way worse than Goku does. Oh, shit. But I digress. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So, alright, so he takes on Pentagon Zero Miedo. I would do the walk, but I can't. But anyway, this match was alright. Lasted under 10 minutes. Woods starts shouting, Zero Dinero! Yeah, that's right, you have no money because you're buying all these expensive hats! Creepy guy, I mean, anyway. And they go back and forth, Pentagon hits the sling blade, backbreaker sends Woods to the outside for a big flippy yippity-doo, then a slingshot dropkick back on the inside, excuse me, goes for the Pentagon driver, gets countered into a reverse suplex, interesting, for a near fall. So Woodson goes for the honor roll, gets countered into a Pentagon driver for a near fall, as Go Feed Kingston! He's on the outside, obviously. Puts the foot on the ropes, but they get back up, and then Pentagon hits the Mexican/Canadian Destroyer. Ow. 1, 2, 3, Pentagon gets the win over Xavier Woods. And that's it. And we move on, nothing after that. Alright, then we're gonna look at what the phenomenal AJ Bad Hair Styles did to Dominic Guerrero SA, costing him the mega title at Triple Mania. So then we see Dominic Guerrero SA, the Intercontinental Champion. That's Eddie's son. Eddie, you know, you still mad at AJ? That pendejo! Okay, Eddie, calm down. No, not that pendejo! He screwed my son, S.A. Pero! He should be the mega champion right now! I know. I agree. You better agree. Okay, Eddie, calm down. Joni, please. Thank you. Eddie's mad. When you get Eddie Guerrero mad, oh boy. So anyway, Dom yells about AJ in the back, and then his former dad, another pendejo, Rey Mysterio, Puyaka, comes in and starts like, Hey, Rey! Hey, Dominic! You don't have title, what happened, eh? Shut up, Rey! Thinks he's the greatest Mysterio. Dominic is way better than you at your age! When you came into the business at that age, Dom is going flying by you right now. Oh, shut up, old man. Hall of Famer, but, you know, gotta respect that, but, you know, he feels Eddie. Right, Eddie? Well, I hate today. Where's a gringo? No big deal, yeah, but I okay. Family show. Calm down. Alright, so that leads to Judgment Day. We got Finn Balor. We got Finn Balor, JD McDonagh, the Raw Tag Team Champions, and Dominic Guerrero, the IC Champion. They take on Dragon Lee. Oh, actually, take that back. It's not Dom Dom. Okay, so it's a tag team title, non-title. Yeah, I can't even talk. Non-title match. So it's Finn Balor and JD McDonagh, Dominic Guerrero at ringside, taking on Dragon Lee of the LWO and the Legend, Mr. Iguana, with Yaska. Not Francesca, but Yaska. Alright, so we got that. This was a fun match. Eventually, Mr. Iguana gets the hot tag, comes in, does his stuff with Yaska. I'm like, where the hell is Demon Ito when you need him? So he comes in, uses Yaska to take over, calling a big flippy gibbity-doo to the floor. Dragon Lee then plants Finn Balor, but gets caught with Sling Blade. They get back up, and Dom Dom distracts Mr. Iguana, which allows Finn Balor to hit the shotgun dropkick to the back. Then he goes up top, hits the coup de grace on that bum Dragon Lee, and the Judgment Day get the win in a little over 10 minutes. Good match, what it was. Afterwards, basically a 3-on-2 beatdown. No. Yeah, basically a 3-on-2 beatdown of Mr. Iguana and Dragon Lee, and then Hijo de Vikingo comes from I don't know where, the Triple A Mega Champion, comes in and basically beats the crap out of Dom Dom on the outside. Does some flippy dippity doos on the announce table. I'm like, okay. Then he goes after JD McDonagh. Then he gets caught with a Intercontinental title belt shot to the back of the head. And that's it. And then Dom Dom holds both belts up, which should have been what we should have saw at the end of Triple Mania on Saturday night. And now they're having a one-on-one match at Worlds Collide 2 Electric Boogaloo, September the 12th in Vegas, and it's right after SmackDown. So 5 hours of wrestling, you gotta love that. Because you know, that starts at 10, it's gonna end at like 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock maybe. Lots of wrestling on September the 12th. Good shit. Good shit. So, you know, Worlds Collide 1 was great. Triple Mania was great. Worlds Collide 2 is gonna be, whoo-hoo. I don't even want to think about how great it's gonna be. But, match number 1 on Worlds Collide, so I have to see what else comes away after we get done with, you know, with this crappy month of August. And then we get through Labor Day. We got that. Alright. Moving on. I hope Dom Dom wins. I know he's going to lose the Intercontinental title, probably a Clash in Paris to AJ. Then he's like, because I think maybe El Hijo de Vikingo might show up in Paris. I doubt it, but you never know. But I think AJ might straight up beat Dom Dom. But then Dom Dom comes back to the States, he's got to worry about El Hijo de Vikingo. And then he's like, you know. And then Finn Balor gives like a big pep talk, like, you can do it. And then he beats the crap out of El Hijo de Vikingo. And wins the Triple A Mega title. Which is basically the world title of Mexico. You gotta love that. Let me see what happens with that. Alright, then we're gonna look back at the man! Becky Lynch beating the crap out of Maxine Dupri last week and attacking Natalya. So we got Natalya and Becky for the Women's Intercontinental title coming up. So Becky denies attacking Natalya and says she was provoked. Right. And she says, I am going to prove myself. Okay, we'll get that. Moving on. Alright, then we get another weird Bayley video. We saw last week, she's just standing and just sitting there. And then she's like, she hears voices in her head. She's getting the Randy Orton voices. Thinking she's going insane. People think she's turning heel. There's other people that's saying, especially you, Mercedes Moné, saying, hey, come to AEW when your contract expires. I think she might go, Because she's getting really, I think she's getting really mistreated. Not at WrestleMania. Not at SummerSlam. Cheated out of the Women's Intercontinental title. I mean, what's left for her to do? Turn heel, turn back to being a heel? Anyway, so this video, we hear a voice talking about how she hasn't been making sense in a long time. Then she starts talking back to the voice, which seems to want her to be evil. She isn't sure what she needs, but the voice offers her a hug. Oh no, please don't go back to hug her, Bayley. Oh no. Maybe an evil dark hugger. Like, hey, hug me. Hug me, damn it! Maybe that'll work, I don't know. Hug me, damn it! You know. I don't know what's going on with Bayley. I really don't know what they're doing with the story, where it's going. I don't even know. I'm not even that interested in a way, but look at that. Alright, then we get to a short, under 8-minute match for the Women's Intercontinental title. We have Natalya taking on Becky Lynch. Just one second. I was watching, I was trying to finish up LFG, and I didn't finish it yet, so I'll watch that later. We go on the rich man's dish. Put on the C-Dub. We got the, getting close to the end of, the great hit show, The Big Bang Theory. Raj! Okay. So we got that. Alright, so Becky retains the Women's Intercontinental title after Natalya hits the discus lariat for a near fall. Becky goes right back to the arm, locks it into the disarmer, and what does, Natalya do? What she does best. She taps out in under 8 minutes, so Becky retains. Then after the match, she beats the crap. She keeps the hold on, and then you can look, but you can't touch. Nikki Slut Bella comes out for the save. I guess we're getting Nikki. I think we're getting Nikki Bella versus Becky at Clash in Paris for the Women's Intercontinental title. I hope Nikki does not win. I hope and pray not. Who wants to see her with that belt? Who wants to see her, period? Not that period. But nobody wants to see that either, but... who cares? Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get Sheamus! Fella! Talks about his rivalry with Alexander Rusev. Rusev smash not a pussy! Yeah! Yes! Speaking of Rusev, he interrupts and wants to fight a third time. Why not? Banger after banger after banger after banger after burger. Oh, sorry. And then Adam Pearce comes in, makes the match for Clash in Paris, but it's not just any ordinary match. We got a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which I predicted 2 weeks ago. I should write the fucking show! Sorry, Issa. Me and Issa should write the show, basically. We got ideas. Because we're old. No, we're not old. Not old. Well, I'm old. She's hot. Sorry. Anyway. Rusev says, I'm going to beat the Irish curse out of you. And then Pearce's like, I need a drink. You alcoholic. How many drinks do you need, Adam Pearce? I mean, how long have you been GM? You need a stiff drink. Not that, like that, you fuckers. Somebody get that man a water. Is that your water, Ozzy? Water. Jack! How's it going up there, Ozzy? Good? Miss you, Dad. I miss you too, son. Okay. We'll talk later. Go hang out with Randy and, Ronnie. People still think that Gene Simmons invented the metal horns of Maloik. You think Gene Simmons invented is not wearing a condom back in the 70s. How many kids did Gene Simmons' father? How do you know? I mean, it reminds me of that commercial where all of Kiss, now would be Kiss. Basically, they're running down a block, and it's like, if you were born from 1976 to 1984 or something like that, you could have been conceived at a Kiss concert by Gene Simmons. I'm like, wait a minute, I was born in 76. So that means Gene Simmons is my dad? Hey, he could be my dad. I mean, Ozzy's my real dad, so technically he's my I'm the adopted Osborne, of course. I digress. Imagine if Gene Simmons was my dad. I wouldn't have a big tongue like him, Mike. I don't even have a big tongue. I can know how to use it, right, ladies? Rosa knows all about that. Especially last night. Oh, she was screaming. She was a-screaming! I feel like playing Ozzy now. Let me hear you scream! I can't go that high. Screaming like Rob Halford. Painkiller! That's how bad she was saying. That she was screaming. And not out of hurting anything. She was like, whoo. She could give Rob Halford a run for his money. In that department, but not in regular music terms she can't. Even though she's a singer. Shh. I'm a better singer than her anyway. Don't tell I said that. Anyway, so we got a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match coming your way next Sunday. At Clash in Paris. Look at that. Alright, then we got CM Punk. Funky Brewster comes in to see Jay Uso and says, I got your back later on. Jay's like, no disrespect, but I got this myself. So Punky says, I'm just trying to get you to Paris in one piece. And then Jay's like, I don't want to owe anyone any favors, right, Punk? So everything seems to be cool, but Punk seems to think Jay is making a big, huge mistake. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. No, we got that. Alright, then we get to the main part of the show, Naomi's big, huge announcement. I think we all knew she was pregnant. Obviously, she is pregnant, because kind of got spoiled on Stephanie McMahon's Hi, Steph, her podcast, where, Jimmy's like, oh, I forgot to pull out a 2. Basically, they're all happy, blah, blah, blah. So Naomi, basically relinquishes the women's title. She wants it, and then Adam's like, we're happy for you, congratulations, and then Naomi turns into Psycho Naomi again. She's like, no, this is not the first time I had to relinquish a belt, and I'm not handing you shit! So she's like, tells Adam Pearce to, get some stepping! So Adam's like, yeah, I'll go now. Yeah, go! So she leaves, and then, I like the little Netflix and chill, if you know what I mean. Nice. And Jimmy's like, oh, fuck. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, baby. Oh, my God. Look at JC. Oh, God damn. Chelsea Green is here. With her little, I don't know what he is. Ethan Page, the Canadian champion. We got a USA-Canada peace treaty tonight. Along with, is this the Hammerstein? No, they're in Philly. It looks like the Hammerstein. I'm like, wait a minute. Smaller venue than the Hammerstein. Hammerstein's huge. We're in Philly. Where are we? I think we're at the Lyricus Center. I don't know where this is, but it looks like the Hammerstein in Philly. Oh, we got a fight! We got a Donnybrook in a gorilla position, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Briggs and his smoking skull on his freaking gear. Beating the shit out of Inamura. And they got a street fight going on, and then they're just starting the match. Why not? Chaos! I like his gear, like that Road Warriors inspired gear. Ow! That's gonna hurt with the gear on. Eesh. There's little spikes coming out of his like his left shoulder, and then he has a smoking skull on his right shoulder. That's kind of cool. Oh, he fell down the stairs. Holy shit. Ah! Inamura dies off the actual stage where the ring is. Like, this place is just weird. It feels like the ring is on the stage, which I think is cool. We've seen that before. Not in WWE terms, I don't think, but in other promotions. So basically, he dove off the outside, which is the stage, to the outside, which is where the fans would be if you're watching a concert at this little dinky whatever it is. But they're beating the crap out of each other. Ow! A suplex on the floor. And I don't even know if that's concrete or there's padding on there. That's got to be concrete. Ow. Anyway, but man, NXT is just going crazy tonight. Crazy as shit. This place looks like the Hammerstein. But we're in Philly, so it's the Hammerstein 2, I guess, or the wannabe Hammerstein Ballroom. Got balconies, and we got like a blinky-ding crowd on the sides. Got the crowd on the stage, and then we got the crowd like looking like directly at you. Not the best place to be. I'd rather be at the freaking ECW arena, not this place. All right, so we got that, and then we got the the commentary booth like right on the stage on the side. Like the stage is here, the fans are like right here, a little bit over here on the stage, and then the commentary is like right here, like on this side of the ring. Like really weird setup, but we go with it. All right, moving on. Where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, Naomi basically after kicking Adam Pearce out the ring. She goes on a big rant saying, I did everything I could in my title reign. I'm going to take 9 months and change off, and whoever has the belt, you better proceed with caution. That's it. So I'm happy for Naomi. They've been having, her and John, his real name is John. So her, Trinity and Jimmy been having some, problems trying to conceive a baby and everything, but, you can try, next thing you know, the super sperm just like, woo, wiggles in, and the next thing you know, you have a miracle baby. But, so I'm happy for them. Jimmy should have pulled out it too, but, it happens. But I'm happy for them. So, it sucks that Naomi had to vacate the belt due to pregnancy. We saw that with Becky, I think did it way better than Naomi. Because she just basically handed it to Asuka, who was the Money in the Bank winner, and you knew Asuka was going to cash in anyway and win. She was like, oh, here, Asuka! Asuka was like, mother? I'm the champ, yay! That was like, this is easy. Alright, so I don't know what they're going to do with the women's title. I think might be doing a triple threat or a fatal four-way match at Clash in Paris for the belt. I guess we'll find out maybe Friday night, most likely next Monday night. There's probably going to be Mommy Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquero gets her title shot, Io, and then maybe it's just a triple threat with those three ladies, or you add Asuka, add Kyrie in. I don't know who you add in as a fourth person, but I guess we'll have to see what happens with that. So, and who would win that? I'd probably give it to Stephanie. She was going to win the belt anyway, most likely, at Clash in Paris. So, it's either going to be her or Io. And then I would do Io and Asuka at WrestlePalooza on September the 20th. That's the next show coming up. Or you have Stephanie and Io on that show. And then maybe Asuka screws her, Stephanie keeps the belt, and then we go into Crown Jewel, and they do something with Asuka and Io at Crown Jewel. Oh, we got a bat. Yoshiki thinks he's a member of the Ooh! Japanese baseball team, and Briggs like, oh, you ain't using that bat. Bam, right to the leg. Then he tries to, be the Sandman and Russian leg sweep with the bat. Then he just drops the bat and spits on it. And then he stomps the bat. What? Oh! Nice. The bat said the Phillies on it. Ha ha! Fuck the Phillies, even though they have a 5-game lead over the Mets. But you don't have Wheeler anymore. You won't have him for the Mets series next weekend. Next week, I should say. That's going to be a big, huge series for the Mets. And they don't even have Alvarez now. He's pretty much out for the year with a thumb injury. It only happens to the Mets. And they got a 1-game lead in a wild card. They're playing tonight in Washington with the those Nationals. Let's see what's going on. Get a little quick look in. Probably losing. No, they're actually winning. Damn. 6-0 Mets right now. It's only the 6th inning? What inning is this? I can't even... That's actually the top of the 6th inning. 6-0 Mets. They have to be doing that. They have to sweep the Nationals and hope that the Phillies start. But they're playing the Seattle Mariners, who lost 2 or 3 to the Mets. They're fading. And the Phillies are winning 4-1 right now. Not great. So it looks like both teams will stay at 5 games back. Well, the Phillies will be up by 5 unless the Mets, that. As far as the wild card goes, the Mets are 2.5 back of the Padres and 4.5 behind the Cubs right now. And they're Cincy right now is they're playing the Angels later, so I don't know why they're 2 games up. They thought it was 1 game up, but it's saying they're 2 games up on the Reds. Oh no, it's 1. I'm sorry, my eyes are going. So hopefully the Mets win. Hold on and beat the Nationals tonight. Hopefully the Angels take the next 2 games from the Reds, but the Reds and Milwaukee, and the Cubs are kind of hopefully cancel each other out. Mets can gain some ground on the wild card and push the Reds all the way to goodbye, and then hopefully get that 1 slot, or at least the 5 slot. Because I think the Padres are going to face the Dodgers. They're facing the Giants later in the year with the NL West. So, we'll see. So it's not over yet. Regarding the wild card positioning, hopefully the Mets don't fade away in 5 weeks, but we'll have to see. And then the division still, is up there, but they're 5 games back when they really should be like 1. All those games they blew. But right now they got Washington, and they go to Atlanta this weekend, which is never easy for them. And then they come home for Philly. That's going to be big, huge series on the 25th, 26th, and 27th at home in Citi Field. The place is going to be rocking, so I hope the Mets take 2 or 3 or sweep them. And hopefully by the time we get to next Monday, or this Monday I should say, the Mets are at most 2-3 games back. So they're like 6-7, they got to sweep to even have a big September run, but we'll see. We got that. Alright, so congrats to Naomi and Jimmy on little baby Uso. How funny would it be if the kid's name is Jimmy? We get little Jimmy in real life form. Oh, R-Truth would be pissed. You can't talk to little Jimmy anymore. You're going to be talking to little Jimmy Uso. Come on, Ron. You'll be talking to somebody else. We're going to talk to little Leroy or something like that. Leroy Jenkins. Okay, got that. Alright. After that, we got an OTC chant for some odd reason. after she lays the belt down because of what, Jimmy and the bloodline situation. That was kind of fun. Now we get that. Alright, then, before we get to the main event, the Judgment Day doesn't know where Dominic Guerrero went to, but he finds him talking to El Grande Hermanicano, that's Ludwig Spears. Like, was it him? It probably was him anyway, because, Tyler Bate and, Butch, or probably somewhere around. So Dom Dom tells the team that he's just making sure the team always stays on top. And everyone else is like, okay, you can talk to El Grande Americano all you want, that's fine with us. But then Finn Balor is like, I don't really buy that shit. Do you think Finn Balor cost Dom Dom at Clash in Paris? I'm interested. So we'll see what happens with that. Aye! Inamura is like basically taped to the top rope, and we're getting like the Singapore Canes of Doom, like Sandman, which is like with Kane, Tommy Dreamer. Yes, sir, like another. And then Inamura just like ripped the tape off the top rope. Oh shit! Damn. Briggs tried to like slap him with the freaking with the Singapore cane, and Inamura's like chopped it into pieces. Damn, and now he's just beating the fuck out of Briggs. Because he's a legend. Of course. Get him! Oh, he's doing that. The E-Piston Hana chops of what's his name? Kawada chops. Poor referee can't do anything because there's no DQ match. Give up, you bum! Alright, we'll get that. So we'll see what happens with Finn Balor and Dom Dom. This whole thing with El Grande Germanicano, Ludwig Spears. I don't know. Get that. Alright, then we go to the main event Extreme Rules match. Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman at ringside, and Bronson Reed takes on the Yeet Man Jey Uso. This was crazy as shit. You would think, because in Philly, the land of extreme, chairs were used, tables were used, anything on the, not nailed down was used. Clothesline over the announce table, then I get Michael Cole. Damn. Get that. Bronson Reed pulls a referee and his shoe, so he steals another shoe, why not? Pulls him out after, Jay's spear gets a near fall, and then another spear into a Superfly Splash connects. Goes for the cover, Bronson Reed pulls the referee out and his shoe. Takes his shoe. And then Fire Drake comes out for the save, but then Seth Rollins cuts him off, and then Funky Brewster comes out. They have a big brawls with Rollins, who gets jumped by Eli, and then Punky tries for the GTS, and Rollins breaks the eyes, and he pushes him into Eli, who is on the apron, and Eli falls through the table at ringside. Punk's like, what? Oh, well, and he goes like, oh, okay, whatever. And then he chases Rollins through the crowd, leaving Braun Breaker to pull out another table. And it takes him a while to freaking set up the table in the ring. Oh, in the ring. Then we hear the music of the OTC. Put up your ones and leave your ones in the comments for our tribal chief, the only tribal chief that matters. And that's Roman Reigns. Alright, Roman comes out from the crowd, because Braun's like, where is he? Where is he? Then he just like turns around and speeds right into a spear from Roman on the floor. Then a Superman punch. Oh, damn, Briggs is busted wide open. I don't know how. And like the referee's like, oh, he picks up, I don't know, it was like something, like I don't know what we, like he had, like maybe like a thing to I think the doctor came in and maybe tried to close the gash or something like that, and then the referee just pulled, like we saw that then, like a big blood clot or some shit. Damn. So Briggs goes to a table, and now Inamura sets up another table. Briggs is right under the table. Now we got a third table brought out. Well, he went through one, so he gets another one, then he's bringing another one in. Why not? Tables from Home Depot. Now all we need is fire to be great. He'll pay tribute to a guy named Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten. Balls! Axel, shut up! Chair swinging freaks that they are. Ow! Edge of the table right in the balls of Inamura. Clothesline from hell by Briggs with the chain that was wrapped around his arm pad. I don't know where he got that from. Probably in his tights or something. Now Briggs is going up top. Messed up moonsault, and he still got enough of it through the table. 1, 2, and he beat him. Damn. Hellacious match, but Briggs gets the win. And a cut over his eyebrow. Big gash, too. So we got some blood, motherfuckers! You gotta love that. Even though it was hard-way blood, but what are you gonna do? Briggs gets the win in this Philly street fight in the land of extreme. Why not? Alright, so we got that. Alright, so Roman comes out, spears Braun the hell. Then he Superman punches Bronson Reed, knocks him out. Then he throws Braun in the ring. The match is still going on because there's no DQ. Throws him in the ring. Jay hits a spear. No, he hits a super kick on Braun. Braun just like falls on the table. And then Jay goes up top. He's a Superfly splash through the table. 1, 2, 3, in just under 20 and a half minutes. Jay Uso gets the win over Braun Breaker. And that's pretty much it. And then after the match, Bronson Reed tries to get in some more, tries to steal Roman's shoes again, but this time Roman was ready for him, and he tells Bronson that, I'll see you in Paris! And then Cole thinks that means Clash in Paris, though not sure about that. So I'm thinking, yeah, we're gonna get Bronson Reed and Roman. Roman's gonna smash him to death. I know Bronson Reed and maybe Seth Rollins will help out. Maybe Paul Heyman screws Roman. I hope not, but, we got that. We move on. Alright, so after that hellacious Philly street fight, we go to another great match. We got Absolute Ricky Starks. A rematch. Briggs just walked right into him during his entrance and then just started jaw-jacking him. Anyway, so we got Absolute Ricky Starks taking on the Pesta, Jasper Troy, in a rematch from Houston a couple weeks ago. That should be pretty interesting. I think, didn't Ricky win the first one? I don't remember, but rematch city here. So we got that. Alright, so we got that. Alright, so that ends Raw. Raw was not great, but I still gave it 7 out of 10 stars, not because of Roman, because it was a decent show. Not great, but decent. Alright, so we'll see what happens this Friday in England, and then this Monday I should say, in Birmingham, and then we're going to Paris next Friday, next Sunday, and on Labor Day. So, lots of international Raw. If you don't have a VPN, you're going to have to watch it at 8 o'clock on the USA Network and on Netflix. But I got a VPN, so I watch it at 2 or 3 p.m. So I'm happy. Don't have to watch the replay. I'll watch the replay anyway, because I got nothing to watch after that. Well, not on Monday. On Monday nights, I don't have to watch the replay when it's in overseas. But, But when it's overseas on Friday nights, I would watch the live show, and then I rewatch it at 8 o'clock, because what am I going to watch at 8 o'clock on a Friday night? Unless it's baseball or, I'm out. But, in any case, ladies and gentlemen, that's my Raw review. 7 out of 10 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I am out of here. We're going to go watch the rest of NXT. I will be back after NXT with your TNA and Ring of Honor review. We'll do that, and then tomorrow, early tomorrow afternoon, we'll talk about Collision. Get you ready for that, and then after, I won't be back till about, I gotta do my, physical therapy tomorrow, late in the afternoon. So I'll be back by about 6-ish. I don't have, yeah, so when I get back, Wednesday evening, a couple hours before Dynamite, I'll do my NXT review over on my Peter Joseph channel. Get you ready for that. Get you ready for that. Get you ready for Dynamite, and then we'll talk about Dynamite after Dynamite. So then, hopefully, we'll get back to a normal schedule. But, I mean, we'll see. Because there's certain days I want to do the show, but I'm do the review, and I'm like tired as fuck. But whenever the video goes up, you're gonna watch it. If you hit that bell, you won't miss it. And if you do, well, fuck you. But we move on. Alright, I'm gonna have to lose my voice. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, peace.